A Journey to Dubai. Chapter 1. The Dream Takes Flight. For as long as I could remember, Dubai had always fascinated me. It was a city of endless possibilities, where ancient traditions met futuristic marvels, where the desert sands whispered stories of the past while towering skyscrapers promised an exhilarating future. I had seen countless pictures of the Burj Khalifa piercing the sky, of the golden dunes stretching endlessly under the sun, of the bustling souks where the scent of spices filled the air. But more than that, I had heard stories of people who arrived with nothing but a dream and left with a fortune, of travelers who found a part of themselves in the shimmering cityscape, of souls who rediscovered purpose amid the luxury and lights. For years I had wanted to visit, but life had always gotten in the way. Work, responsibilities, financial constraints, they all kept me from taking that step. But one day, something changed. I realized that if I kept waiting for the perfect moment, I might never go at all. And so, I booked my ticket. As I sat on the plane, watching the city I knew fade beneath me, I felt a mix of emotions: excitement, nervousness, and a strange sense that this trip would be more than just a vacation. It would be a journey of self-discovery, of finding something I didn't even know I was looking for. Chapter 2. Arrival in a City of Dreams. As the plane descended toward Dubai, I pressed my forehead against the window, taking in the view below. The city sparkled under the night sky, a sea of lights stretching as far as the eye could see. The Burj Khalifa stood tall like a beacon, guiding travelers into this land of endless possibilities. The moment I stepped off the plane, a wave of warm air wrapped around me. The airport, a gleaming masterpiece of modern architecture, was alive with people from all over the world. Different languages floated through the air: Arabic, English, French, Hindi, each voice carrying a story of its own. After collecting my luggage, I made my way through the airport, my heart pounding with excitement. The immigration officer glanced at my passport, stamped it with a firm thud, and with a polite nod, welcomed me to Dubai. I took a deep breath. I was here. A driver awaited me outside, holding a sign with my name. He greeted me with a warm smile and helped me into a sleek black car. As we drove through the city, I marveled at the sheer grandeur of it all. Skyscrapers lined the roads, their glass facades reflecting the lights of the city. The roads were immaculate, and palm trees swayed gently in the desert breeze. "You first time in Dubai?" the driver asked, his accent thick yet friendly. "Yes," I replied, my voice filled with wonder. "Ah, you will love it. Dubai is magic." Magic. That was the perfect word for it. Chapter 3. The First Glimpse of Luxury. I checked into my hotel, a stunning 5-star resort overlooking the Arabian Gulf. The moment I entered my room, I felt like I had stepped into another world. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a breathtaking view of the ocean, and the room itself was a blend of luxury and comfort. I dropped my bags and stepped onto the balcony, inhaling the salty air. The city stretched out before me, inviting me to explore its secrets. I knew this trip wasn't just about sightseeing. It was about discovering something deeper within myself. That night I couldn't sleep. Instead, I walked down to the hotel's private beach. The sand was cool beneath my feet, and the waves whispered gently against the shore. I sat there for what felt like hours, lost in thought. What was I searching for in Dubai? A new perspective? A fresh start? I didn't have the answers yet, but I knew this journey would change me. Chapter 4. The City of Contrasts. The next morning, I woke up early, eager to explore. The golden sunlight streamed through the curtains, and I felt an overwhelming sense of excitement. Today was the beginning of my adventure in Dubai. After a quick breakfast, I set out to discover the city. I had heard that Dubai was a place of contrasts, a city where the old met the new, where tradition and modernity blended seamlessly. I wanted to see it all. My first stop was Old Dubai, the historical heart of the city. As I walked through the narrow alleys of Al Fahidi Historical District, I felt like I had stepped back in time. The wind towers, the earthy tones of the buildings, the scent of spices in the air, it was a stark contrast to the glitzy skyscrapers I had seen the night before. I wandered into the Dubai Museum, housed in the Al Fahidi Fort, one of the oldest structures in the city. Inside I saw artifacts, ancient maps, and exhibits that told the story of Dubai's transformation, from a small fishing village to a global metropolis. It was fascinating to see how much had changed in just a few decades. From there, I made my way to the Dubai Creek, where traditional wooden abras, water taxis, ferried passengers across the water. I boarded one, sitting among locals and tourists alike, watching the city unfold on both sides. The ride was peaceful, the gentle lapping of water against the boat calming my mind. On the other side of the creek, I entered the spice and gold souks. The souks were alive with energy, shopkeepers calling out their best deals, tourists haggling for bargains, the air thick with the scent of saffron, cinnamon, and oud. I stopped by a small shop where an elderly merchant handed me a tiny vial of perfume. "This is oud," he said, smiling. "The essence of the desert." I took a deep breath, the rich, smoky scent filling my senses. It was unlike anything I had ever smelled before, deep, mysterious, intoxicating. I bought a small bottle, feeling as if I were taking a piece of Dubai's soul with me. Chapter 5: Touching the Sky. In the afternoon, I ventured to the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. Standing at its base, I had to tilt my head back to see the top, which seemed to disappear into the clouds. Inside, I took the high-speed elevator up to the 148th floor, my ears popping as we ascended. When the doors opened, I stepped out onto the observation deck, and my breath caught in my throat. Dubai stretched endlessly before me, the desert blending into the horizon, the skyscrapers shimmering under the sun. The world felt so small from up here, and for a moment, all my worries, all my uncertainties, seemed insignificant. I leaned against the glass, reflecting on how far I had come, not just to Dubai, but in my own personal journey. There was something liberating about being so high above the world, as if I were seeing life from a different perspective. Chapter 6: The Desert's Secrets. The next day, I decided to experience the desert, the soul of the Arabian Peninsula. I joined a desert safari, eager to escape the city's luxury and step into the vast, untamed wilderness. The moment we left the city behind, the landscape changed. The roads faded, replaced by golden dunes that stretched endlessly under the sky. The silence was deafening, yet it carried a strange serenity. Our guide, a tall Emirati man named Omar, took us dune bashing in a 4x4. The vehicle roared as we sped up steep dunes, then plunged down the other side, my heart racing with every drop. The desert, I realized, was alive, its sands shifting, its winds whispering secrets from centuries past. As the sun began to set, we arrived at a Bedouin-style camp. I sat on a cushion, sipping Arabic coffee as a fire crackled nearby. The sky turned shades of orange and pink, the stars beginning to appear, unpolluted by city lights. Omar sat next to me and said, "The desert teaches patience." It teaches resilience. I thought about his words, letting them sink in. Maybe that was why I had come to Dubai, not just for adventure, but to learn something about myself. Chapter 7: Finding Stillness in the City of Motion. The days in Dubai passed in a blur of discovery. The city had a way of overwhelming the senses. One moment, I was in the middle of a souk, surrounded by the scent of oud and saffron. The next, I was gazing up at futuristic skyscrapers that seemed to defy gravity. But it was in the quiet moments that I found myself reflecting the most. One morning, before the city awoke, I visited Jumeirah Mosque. The white marble structure was bathed in the soft glow of dawn, its minarets piercing the sky like silent sentinels. Unlike the bustling malls and markets, the mosque offered a rare stillness. I took a deep breath and stepped inside. A guide welcomed visitors and spoke about the mosque's history and significance. He emphasized that Dubai, for all its modernity, was deeply rooted in tradition. "Faith and progress walk side by side here," he said. As I sat on the carpeted floor, taking in the intricate calligraphy on the walls, I felt a rare peace settle over me. In a city known for movement, I had found stillness. Chapter 8: A Taste of the Extraordinary. Dubai wasn't just a feast for the eyes, it was a paradise for the palate. That evening, I decided to treat myself to an experience unlike any other: dining in the sky. Atop a skyscraper overlooking the city, I was seated at an open-air restaurant with a breathtaking view of the Burj Khalifa. The chef prepared an elaborate tasting menu that combined flavors from around the world. I tried camel meat sliders, a local delicacy, and a dish infused with saffron and truffle, its flavors as rich as the city itself. Each bite felt like a story, of trade routes that had connected the Middle East to the rest of the world, of spices that had traveled from India, Persia, and beyond. As I sipped my Arabic coffee, I gazed at the city lights twinkling below. I had come here expecting luxury, adventure, and excitement. But I hadn't expected Dubai to feed my soul in ways I hadn't even realized I needed. Chapter 9: A Night to Remember. On my last night in Dubai, I took a walk along La Mer Beach. The waves lapped at the shore, the city skyline glowing in the distance. Despite everything I had seen and done, I felt like there was still so much left to explore. I sat on the sand, thinking about how this trip had changed me. I had come here looking for something. I wasn't sure what. Adventure? Escape? A new beginning? Maybe I had found all three. As I stared out at the water, I realized something: no matter where I went next, a part of me would always remain in Dubai. The city had left its mark on me, not just in memories, but in the way I saw the world. Dubai wasn't just a destination. It was a transformation. Chapter 10: The Journey Never Ends. As my flight took off the next morning, I looked out the window at the skyline one last time. The Burj Khalifa, the Golden Desert, the winding Dubai Creek, they all seemed to whisper, "You'll be back." And deep down, I knew it was true. Because the most powerful journeys never really end. They live on, shaping us, changing us, and calling us back when the time is right. Dubai had changed me. And for that, I would always be grateful.